Welcome to the Tone Jerks podcast. I'm your host, Brian Gower, and with me today we got
Kyle McIntyre.
Kyle McIntyre. Kyle,
That's me.
Kyle, what's new in your world? What's shaking? What is grooving? What is good?
I guess, man, it feels like we just did a main,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
We already talked about that, but you know, I'm all out of what's new, baby boy.
Well, I'm
No,
tapped out.
I did get
new
something.
machine is broken.
I did get something actually. I
Mhm.
got a Akai, one of these fuckers. It's plugged in still. Hold on.
The whole podcast.
Yeah. So it's the Akai MPK Mini.
Mhm.
So it's kind of cool. I saw it in a pawn shop. Oops,
Yeah.
sorry. And they had like a sale on musical items today.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, shit. It was like $40.
Yeah, I think with like pawn shops here in San Diego, there's jack shit there. Gene picks and just crap. Maybe like a bicycle in the window. I'm like, oh boy, that's attractive.
Yeah.
I want to go. There's nothing here in San Diego. It's all at like music stores. Must be like because they're like, oh, the nearest like guitar center or whatever is so far away.
Yeah, you could actually go there.
Mm-hmm.
This one, the closest guitar center is like an hour or more away, and you have to have a car to go there. It's not like you can just take the bus. There's no bus.
Yeah.
If you're already like pawning something, or trying to, you're probably a little low on cash anyways.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
So I plugged it in. It's got just a USB out and a sustain, which I don't know why you would really need that. If you're performing, yeah, sure. But I wouldn't use this to perform. This is like a last minute. This is like a backup.
Yeah.
Like if your mini log or Moog fucked up and you're like, fuck.
Well, it's just like
You wouldn't really be using this.
Really,
Yes.
I don't know, like a MIDI controller just for a DAW or something like that, right? Or
Yeah.
like a virtual instrument.
It has its own. I guess wasn't in the box, but it has its own software.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, they have like their own DAW. Not really it's not a recording interface, I don't think, but it's
for like sound.
you can have a digital instrument that comes with that you could then run, I guess, into something.
I
Like
have
if you're running. Yeah, you have one too.
one as well.
We have the opposite ones. Here, fill the whole screen, Brian. Or maybe smile over the top of it.
But I got this same one. I got it from shout out to him, RJ Teletalk Smith.
It's your boy RJ.
RJ, I think he had it and he was selling it, got it for for a deal. And then I've used it a handful of times, mainly just for just tapping stuff out on Easy Drummer, the tap defined feature or whatever.
Mainly for playing chopsticks.
Yeah. And I tested it with like virtual instruments that I have in Pro Tools. Like I have like a key, like a piano thing, and then I got like little synthesizer deal. And it works with it. And I'm like, this could be helpful for creating music. Never did it. Ever.
Yeah.
But it's cool. And I'm like, to me, I'm like, I like the idea of having something so small and just little, cheap deal. So if I just needed to use it for like a certain little something or whatever, it's there. And
you should bring it though to your next performance and have it on like a stand and and never use it.
Yeah, because I've had
just next to the microphone up front.
I've had a microKORG before, and it was cool, but I'm really never using this.
Yeah,
and because that produces sounds, and I can record waves and stuff like that, which I'm like, that's more of what I'm accustomed to in Pro Tools or my DAW. And this is like setting up virtual instruments. It's kind of like how you're recording music and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I could get into that with this, and maybe it would be like a I don't know, a stepping stone, or just like I slip down into that whole ethos. And I'm like, I gotta get all these MIDI controllers. I gotta get this, and I have like a whole station. Like,
you're just gonna skip straight into modular synths.
Yeah.
One day, I'm like, what the fuck? All the wires. You're like a mad scientist.
Yeah, I have
all
like
the multicolored wires everywhere.
keys everywhere, and I'm just playing like just in my room by myself. And then just I mean it's cool little piece. Which what drew you to buy it? Because I know you have your mini log, which is kind of as a MIDI controller anyways.
Yeah, I've been using it as a MIDI controller, and I've gotten some shade thrown at me for using it for that, even though, it's like a very powerful instrument. It has its own sound. It has its own built-in, everything.
But, that thing can be used both ways. I'm like, you're not ever going to use it the other way for wave and the sound.
Yeah. No, I got you.
Does that have XLR outs, or what does that one have? Like 1/4 inches?
It has 1/4 inch in out headphone. It's got like the mini style sync cable.
Gotcha.
These guys.
Mm-hmm.
MIDI in and out, USB out.
Yeah.
I think that's it. Yeah.
How do you connect it to your? Do you do interface with a MIDI?
Right now it's MIDI because it's like super fast to run. There's no lag.
Yeah, and then,
that's what I'm gonna check out. That's what I'm gonna try out. I remember when I had it USB, there was lag, but it might be something that's been fixed already.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it was just the firmware or something. But
gotcha.
With this, I noticed I didn't have any issues with it.
With the Akai,
but with the Akai, but I'm gonna try do some more. Maybe I'll replace it because it's on my desk. I have just at a site here. I have it sitting, and it takes up. I have it like a 45-degree angle where it's literally hanging off the edge, like like one of the corners is hanging off the edge, and it takes up a lot of space.
Yeah.
Which I need to organize this shit better, anyways. So I have pedals that I like looking at, and bags of picks, and so I could do that better. But if I had put this on the stand, maybe I'd be
reclaim some space on there.
Yeah, and then put this back. I have the box for it, but maybe I don't know.
You don't need that box. I like this thing. Throw it away.
I know.
I think you still have you still have the box for the SVT3 Pro.
I might have gotten rid of that movie now.
Okay, that was one you're like. Well, it's been in the SKB case for its entire life. I think I could probably get rid of this box.
Yeah. I think I got rid of it. Yeah, when we were moving, it's like, can you get rid of this? Maybe.
You're
gonna get rid of it. Okay. Yes, I can.
That's growth.
I don't know if I like the key feel. It's like spring loaded. Like this shit's like it's like a fucking mousetrap.
Plasticky, cheap feel. Yeah. But I'm like, that's the whole point of the unit, is that it was cheap.
It's meant to send a signal.
Mm-hmm. I think it's more like for ideas than like performance.
Yeah.
You're not gonna go fucking Madison Square Garden with this thing.
Yeah, if you did, you're a fucking loser.
Or you could be.
Yeah, I could.
Whoever's doing it, they're a loser because they're at Madison Square Garden playing with a plastic controller. You're like, man, what a
and here we are.
What a fucking
just talking about it.
Bozo piece of shit.
Yeah, dumbass.
I got my bar gig next month playing in front of 4 people.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Mr. Brightside. Your Mr. Brightside cover. I don't know. I like the feel of the mini log better. Obviously, it's more time and effort has been put in this. It looks way cooler. Maybe I'll just slide this underneath it, just have more on my desk.
No, what you should do is like build a little like keyboard thing underneath your desk, and then just have it slide out so you have your MIDI log under there and just push it away.
I don't know. This thing is like,
it's a
4 inches, 3 inches or so.
Yeah,
because it's like a freaking skateboard ramp.
Yeah,
it's got like a piece of aluminum that goes. Shroop.
Yeah,
it's a cool. This thing's cool. I love this thing. It's great, especially with like whoever had it before me changed all the knobs.
Yeah,
that's cool. they changed all the knobs to like the metal, aluminum.
Yeah. Would you ever want to get like a Moog or something like that?
Maybe.
What's that Fender one? Is it a Wurlitzer? Old school like electric piano.
Rhodes.
Fender
Rhodes.
Yeah.
Wurlitzer is its own brand.
Nah, I think I'm just mashing up words here.
Yeah.
Fucked
I think
up.
Wurlitzer was also a freaking record player.
Yeah. You know what? Brian, cut that out. The Rhodes. Yeah.
I just start making you feel like a complete idiot. You're like, yeah, you're right.
Smoke bomb. It's got 50 minutes for you solo vamping.
As a starter thing, this is cool, and I mean, I'll use it.
Mm-hmm.
Not just starter, I guess, but like your kid's interested in making music. This is perfect.
Yeah, and then just make sure you have a
laptop and this thing
and a DAW,
headphones.
Yeah.
I mean,
make sure little Timmy knows how to open up a session and set up a fucking virtual instrument.
Needs a freaking iLock. No, you can get free recording programs, but I'm sure you can use this kind of like a VST, not this, but the program that comes with it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Yeah, it comes with something. I got the box still,
Mm-hmm. Make sure.
Yeah, it comes with.
Keep that.
MPC Essentials, Hybrid 3, Wobble, and then you can actually edit. There's a program you can use to edit, like the different keys and stuff.
Yeah.
So you can have its own standalone plugin, I guess. I don't know how it works with recording programs.
There's so many things on here that I'm like, I'll never use.
Yeah.
Just these are all I'm using. I think these actually also, the little pads also work with the Easy Drummer. But like that's all I'm never gonna use.
Yeah, I was doing it earlier. It was already working.
And I'm like,
that sounds so cool.
Well, yeah, that's all I wanted to do. I'm like, I'm just doing tap to find, not to like record. It's like, all my beats that I like are like do get, or like do get. It's always just like hitting the and instead of the one, and I'm like, oh my god, let so much air breathe in the fucking punk song instead of just going.
Wow, this sounds so much better than the last one I picked. That was the same. You hear that?
To me, I'm like, what's the brilliant thing that I like? Oh yeah, letting don't hit the one every time. You can hit the and. I'm like, oh my god. Yeah, exactly. And to me, I'm like, those are the coolest. Instead of going
and then when you don't do the ants, a serious. You're like,
you build up
coming in, and then and then you go, there it is again.
And when you're doing like a breakdown, you're going do ga, which is that same beat.
Come on, feel your boys.
Yeah,
girls rock your boys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like that. I started listening to some like not hair metal, I guess, but just like I guess it is
The Crew.
No, I just like found a playlist on Spotify.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's that song? I'm like, is that a song in my head? I'm like, let me find it. I'm like, oh, this is a freaking Def Leppard song? I'm like, this song is pretty sick. I used to, they have Pour Some Sugar on Me, right? Everyone knows that one, but there's the other.
Pour Some Sugar on Me? That's the way you said it.
I know. No, pour some sugar on you.
You're like feeling like violate. Pour some sugar on me.
Yeah, sorry, it's so stupid.
Like you take it personally. Song's been out for 40 fucking years, and it finally gets to you. What the hell? I'm sorry.
Did you just say? Wait, back it up. Okay.
Yeah.
No, it's that song, The Photograph.
Yeah.
Song. Photograph. I knew you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyways, I was like, who is that? And I'm like, it's fucking Def Leppard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, a little
doesn't need to be said, but I'm like, they got some bangers for sure.
Well, yeah, they definitely do. But I think what gets you is you see people walking around wearing the t-shirts, and you're like, okay.
Name 3 songs, motherfucker. You know only 2.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Well, it's the same like people wearing Slayer or
they just say a Yellow Submarine. And you're like, good, nice, have a good day.
good one. I love that one too.
Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Parade or whatever.
Yeah,
And you're like, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Bob O'Reilly. Oh, sick. That's a good one too.
The Star Spangled Banner. I'm like, nice. And you just give a salute. Nice.
You just name 3 songs.
And your dumbass is like, cool, carry on.
Good.
Rock and roll, brother.
That. No, yeah. So I went down the playlist. There's some good ones in there.
Yeah.
But I'm also same, catching shit on Instagram where I'm like, all right, it's like, this is the Midwest emo band you've been looking for. I'm like, okay, the term Midwest emo band is stupid.
Yeah.
It drives me crazy. It's like, because we all know all the best emo bands came from Long Island. Okay?
Yeah.
We get it.
Yeah.
Okay?
Brand new. Taking Back Sunday. Others.
Yeah. Various artists.
This page should be filled out later. Do you ever get those PDFs or whatever at work, and it's like information you actually need to do your job? And it's like, this page to be filled out later. When was it revised?
When?
2023. And you're like, God damn it.
Yeah. 20. Yeah, it's like 07. You're like, fuck. Who's doing this?
And I'm like, I'm in the shit. I need this info.
Yeah. What's the best practice on this? Yeah.
We'll get back to you.
No, but there's a band.
This is an IOU 2015.
You find the person who wrote it, they're just dead.
In a ditch. Still.
Yeah, bullet in their head.
He's got a gun in his mouth.
Tell me. You find him, track him down. He kills himself just before never mind.
You kick open the hotel room, and he's just right there, just like, don't do it, man.
How do I get to the... What's the best practice for this process? I can't tell you.
I don't know. But
I can't take it anymore.
I can't take this pressure. I don't know how to fill out this PowerPoint.
What's number 4?
Oh.
I've been waiting for years for someone to kick open the door of their house. Anyways, stupid. Anyway, what I was saying was Instagram.
Yes.
You get things suggested to you.
Yeah.
Some of them are bad, but
some of them are good too.
All right. No.
Wild stuff.
This is a band called Good Terms that I thought was kind of cool. The song is called Cough, and it's I wouldn't say it's emo. I mean, maybe it is. It feels a little bit, but it's, kind of screamo-esque, right?
Yeah, I think, like, genres have been blended so much. And, people say, oh, that's great creatively. I'm like, I guess it's just, like, I don't even care what the genre is anymore. I'm like, does it suck dick? I mean, well, yeah, but it's emo. I'm like, okay, cool, your music sucks dick. That's the biggest thing, because I'm like, not to be like we were, like, ahead of the curve. But I think Plane was like, we've talked about it, but I'm going to hit that again. Like, people are like, oh, you guys were great. What are you? Like,
well, I think that's with everyone's band.
What,
I think a lot of people have a hard time defining themselves.
No, there's a lot of people who just, like, they're emo. Like, they sound like fucking, they're trying to be like, Fall Out Boy or Seosin or whatever, at least back in the day. And, like, even nowadays, I hear these bands, I'm like, that's just reminiscent of, like, current bands. I'm like, you're not even trying to do shit. I think with Plane, it's like we were definitely heavily influenced by pop punk, and then we each took like our own things that we liked. I'm like, for me, I'm like, I was really dragging that like Americana kind of like bleeding heart working man kind of deal like towards the end of it, and then like I know you were like really like kind of going more towards like the brand new like artistic kind of style of like lyric writing. And then even your like vocal lines and stuff like that. And I'm like, and people are like, "Oh, are you emo? Are you pop punk? Are you rock? Are you
What do you think we are, man?"
And I'd be just like, Well, I
That's
mean,
what we are then, man.
we weren't even like that. We were drunk getting off stage. I'm like, you fucking heard us. What do you think we sound like? And I'm like, I don't
You
know.
sound like shit. All right.
We're drunk, slurring.
Now we're
like,
getting somewhere.
What the fuck
Yeah.
do you think, man? I'm like, I liked your band.
I was drowning up there, man. Making mistakes all the time. Someone told me a fucking
life preserver or something, right? No, you're like, throw me a lifesaver, would you?
How would you describe your sound? I don't want to talk about it, man.
Throw me a lifesaver. And then you put one in your mouth. You're like, yeah, thanks.
You just sound like the dude from Half Baked. Come on, man.
Come on, man. No, we just would say, like, I don't know.
I don't even know.
You just heard us. And it's like, and then people are like, I don't know. I'm like, we're a rock band. And it's like, cool. That was just music with guitars and drums. I'm like, yep, that's rock.
Yeah. Let's rock tonight.
Yeah.
Duh.
I don't know.
No, yeah, it is hard. It is hard to define yourself, I guess.
Yeah. That's the easiest
you
one.
gotta-
And just
You gotta
rock
find
music.
yourself, bro.
Yeah.
Anyways, I mean, I get these things suggested on Instagram, and sometimes they turn out pretty good. Like that one Fire in the Radio was a band that I came about. They're paying for the ad.
Yeah.
It's not just like Instagram at the bottom. The kindness of their heart is like, this band looks like they need a push. Let's help them out.
It's like, no, give us $100.
No, yeah, we'll take your $2,000 for this ad space.
Poor bastard.
But yeah, there's a couple bands get suggested, or like I'm listening. Someone has it, they're playing on their reel. I'm like, oh, who's this? This is kind of cool. I hate it when it's like someone's taken the audio already and used it, and it's just the last person who used it. You're like, fuck, who is this? That's kind of cool. So, maybe you'll listen to it. You probably won't.
A lot of my suggested are like podcast suggestions or like comics, and I'm like, no, I don't want to hear your fucking crowd work.
Yeah. No, yeah, you do. You love fucking Big J and his crowd work, dude.
Yeah, I do like Big J. You got me there.
And you probably hate the shit I send the stand up people that are actually trying hard, and he's just sitting there. So
I'm fat.
That's all you like sucking dick, right? That's pretty cool, right? I don't, but you.
Yeah, I mean, some of it is just like, I'm like, it's funny even. Like, I talked to Train about crowd work. He's like, yeah, my crowd work is just like talking constantly, so like people can get like a word in, and then I just talk constantly over them, and then people are like, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. I'm just trying to get a bunch of oh yeahs and cheap laughs. He's like, sometimes you're in a room, like, because I think he did a room where it was like a small tight room of maybe like 25 people. It's like, it's small, like a living room.
Yeah.
Like, and he's like, yeah, all I had to do was just crowd work. I'm like, oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? Okay. Oh God, do you believe this guy? And then it's like, everybody's like, oh yeah, constant laughter. He's like, I hate that, but people love it. Like drunk motherfuckers. And then he's like, yeah, I mean, that's kind of my crowd work. It's not great, but it's like, if they're not gonna like your not want to listen to material, and they just want to get fucked with. Oh, you know this guy? You fucking vouch for this guy? Ah! He's like, God.
Stand-up's rough, man.
Yeah.
Like,
shout out to him.
Well, at least with like playing, music.
You just overpower the crowd.
Yeah, you're loud as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to play your parts right. Sometimes, I mean, crowd doesn't even know. Yeah. Sometimes, take you for an instance.
Hey.
Right. Hey, whoa! I saw it. You were good.
I thought we were friends.
Oh, shut up.
I guess not.
Hey, come over here, you son of a bitch. Give you a knuckle sandwich.
Yeah. You hungry there, pal? Because I got a knuckle sandwich.
Yeah.
Double decker for you, pal.
Yeah, I got dough blaze for you.
Yeah. Hit him with the dough blaze.
Yeah. So, shit, what was I saying? Yeah, so you can hide behind that, if you're singing, you gotta sing. You gotta remember your lyrics, I guess. Especially if the crowd knows the song.
Yeah.
That's the part that sucks when you're like, oh shit. Well, this is someone told me this is their favorite song, and I don't know what the second verse is.
Oh man,
and
there's biggest one for
And they're
me
here.
for some reason was cutting ties, cutting losses. I would just like forget the second verse. And I'm like, to me, I'm like, I poured my heart and soul to that. And it like, some people are like, that's my favorite song. It really got me out of like some tough times because of like, it's a dumb pop punk emo rock song or whatever. But somebody says like, that's my favorite one. I'm like, really? That was like late into like playing. And they're like, oh, it's a song about just kind of keep on keeping on kind of deal. And then, simple, dumb thing. And somebody's like, oh, that's really important to me. I'm like, oh man, I forgot the second verse, so I'm going to repeat the first. Which is always the move. What was your move to get out of it? Did you just try and bebop and scat, or did you try and just like
just do like the first verse again sometimes, or it depends. Sometimes it's like the it wouldn't even fit, like the first verse won't fit, in that spot.
Yeah. It's like one bolt gets loose and falls off, the whole thing just
yeah, it's like yeah, the one bolt on the Ferris wheel that was needed.
And just kids flying everywhere.
Yeah, so it's tough. Like sometimes, forgetting songs is hard. If I knew like the first word, I could do it. I got through it. It's like
I would.
What's the fuck? I'm like, it's coming up, and I'm like, uh-oh, I don't. I'm like looking at you. I'm like, oh shit, oh fuck. Well, I'm doing the first verse again, but I'm gonna sing it differently.
There was times probably we could have. We never did that. You just start walk like an Egyptian.
Yeah. Just stop playing.
And just you're a mime now. Like, Kyle's stuck in a box. Everybody.
Everyone, stop playing. Look, Kyle's stuck in a box again.
You start doing your dance moves.
Yeah, that's how it works until I remember the line.
Rope pull yourself across the stage.
Yeah, and then when I remember, I go, 1, 2, 3. And then we go back into it. Right on second verse, boom, got him.
Oh shit! Right into the chorus. So we skip the second verse.
Yeah, just skip the second verse altogether. Distract him enough.
Let's hit him with the haze and the hose. Hey, oh.
Whose birthday is it tonight? Yeah, you just start.
Oh shit, that's good. I wish we did that. There's still time.
Damn,
we still make that work. You start just like solo. Fly me to the moon.
Just pull some Frank Sinatra out of nowhere.
How's it going, folks?
Somewhere there's a someone for everyone.
You start crooning.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. This is Wayne Newton. You guys like Wayne Newton out there? Mr. Las Vegas.
Mr. Las Vegas. Yeah, that's good.
I guess we're still on my what's new. We'll get out of here quick. We'll get out. I started a new audiobook.
Okay.
I shouldn't say started. I'm like halfway through. It's 48 hours. It's a long ass fucking book.
Damn. That's
I didn't realize it when I got it.
Yeah.
Or maybe I saw it and didn't even realize, like, that's a long ass book. It's The Stand by Stephen King.
Okay. He's your boy. Getting a lot of miles out of that guy.
Yeah. I did Cormac McCarthy. Now I'm back on Stephen King.
Mm-hmm.
Just because listening to that Dark Tower podcast, I listened to a shitload of it, like 30 or so episodes, just blasted through, and they're like hour long. There are a lot of those.
You finished that series, right?
Oh, yeah. I finished the series a while ago. Not even that long ago. Actually, that's not true.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to did I miss something? I want to catch someone else's analysis of it. So I started listening to that podcast. And they talked, two guys who were talking about The Stand a lot. I'm like, fuck. And of course, because Stephen King, there's two characters that are, because the way the tower works, basically like anything written in a book appears in this world. So he has some stand characters in there.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, fuck, okay, well, I guess Stephen King's a pretty smart guy. He's making everyone want to read his other books or watch the movies or whatever, So.
That guy's probably caked up.
When I say smart guy, I mean not that smart.
Yeah.
Kind of a bozo. There you go. Fucking used it. His jabroni. No, so I like his writing. Sometimes he gets like hyper focused into things. You're like, did you have to say that?
Yeah.
And he focuses on race a lot and uses some heavy language.
Okay, yeah.
A lot.
I heard.
And you're like,
yeah.
You're like, cool. You don't have to do it every time.
He's like, I didn't say, the character did.
Yeah, basically, dude just wants to say it.
Yeah.
Type it out.
Capital.
I'm like, okay,
bold.
here we go about
yeah,
race again. I'm like, that's cool. It's okay for characters to like be raceless and let you make up what they look like in your head.
Yeah,
but you don't have to like say everything.
Yeah,
and I mean everything. Everything.
It's like, God damn.
Yeah, for a guy who preaches about that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
being anti-racist. The guy certainly says a lot of bullshit.
You're like,
Christ.
I gotta turn this down. I'm in a school zone.
Yeah, no, seriously. I was in the parking lot and he was getting into not racial stuff, but like sexual stuff. I'm like, oh, fucking turn this down a little bit. Sitting at HEB, I was about to go in. I'm like, yeah, he's really getting into this one.
Yeah.
He's getting porked up on this last paragraph here.
Yeah.
Gotta pretend I'm not. No, I'm just kidding.
Jamming
Stand, it's interesting. It's I'll give a brief synopsis of the book. No, it's pretty cool. It's but it's also like an older book. So they it takes place like in 88. It's like literally the year that we were born.
Yeah.
And it's like old tech and shit that's like, you're like, well, okay. That was the future back then. Like, everyone has CB radios. I'm like, yep, missed that one. Would have been, I guess that would have been what worked after, in an apocalypse. But anyways, that's basically my what's new. Enjoying that. And I'm like, it's coming to like a climax come up here soon, pretty sure. So basically you have like two factions of people in the apocalypse, and they've been gathering to different people that are good and evil kind of situation. There's probably going to be like a
you have to stay tuned, folks.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. This is the abridged version. Just you get a paragraph of the whole story and nothing else.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, what do you got?
Let's see. So, I don't know. You did ask about it, before we started recording. I did finish and edit another podcast for Off the Rails, a 3-camera setup, and the more that I use my cameras, like, which you should, I'm learning better settings and stuff like that. I'm liking the final result, so I'm just getting better at, and I'm faster with my editing and stuff like that. And then, so Off the Rails, we had Shar Rampton, so it's one of Austin's friends. She was really funny episode. It took me a little bit more to edit because like Train had like notes. So I'm like, cut this, because
yeah,
they had mentioned a bunch of things. I'm like, okay, if we do another podcast with a comedian, I'm like, okay, less shit for me to cut out, please, because that makes it so much harder. Not for the audio only, but just for the video, because I'm like, it has to look like not just like like a random, like a quick cut. Luckily, I have 3 cameras to go between, but I'm liking the setup. And this one was kind of funny because I wasn't even in the shot, and so when you hear laughter, it's just like me cackling, and it's just like, who is this guy?
That's fine.
Which
I be the man behind the curtain.
Yeah, which I'm like, oh, the producer, because I'm like, oh, you don't always see like Sean Gardini, you don't always see Jamie.
Yeah.
You don't see
Jamie. I don't even know what Jamie looks like anymore.
And you don't even see, or like, Are You Garbage? A lot of times you don't even see T-Bone.
I'm gonna look that up right now. Jamie. J-Mo.
T-Bone on Are You Garbage? And so I'm like, okay, cool. That was kind of like, we're fitting in more into the role of like, oh, if there's a guest, I'm just the producer, and like, colorful commentary here and there. But yeah, no, I'm liking that. So I'm getting more used to my video editing programs and stuff like that. I'm
Yeah.
not just blaming my computer if something sucks. It's like, okay, I need to learn, figure it out. But yeah, no, that's good. But I did start, as a band, we started recording vocals for the Just in Case EP, and we went with the SM7B again.
Nice.
So, the one actually that you bought in Texas, that was the
Yeah.
driver.
How's
I was
that
like-
working?
I was like, oh, we don't have the mic cover or whatever for it, like because I only have like the big fat John.
Yeah, the thing's huge.
I know, it's like a fat boy.
Texas size.
So that's the only one that it came with, and I'm like, oh, well, that kind of sucks. But for podcasting, yeah, it sucks. But for recording,
Just pull that off, right?
And then
use
recording,
like
I pull it off and I use a pop screen. Anyways,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, perfect. I'm like, this actually works out. And that's one thing you had mentioned about boxes, and I was kind of getting on your case there a little bit. That's in a box. I can get rid of that fucking thing. I don't need that box because I have my box for this one that I bought. I'm like, I don't need two boxes of the same thing when one of them is always living on this Gator frameworks.
collecting
stand.
dust,
Yeah.
cat hair.
Yeah, get rid of that fucking box. And I guess I could cover this mic up because of Gator Frameworks. Shout out to them. They sent us like mic covers, so I'm like, oh, I guess I could use those.
We should get stickers that are exactly the size.
For Gator Frameworks.
Put it right here.
We could put tone jerks, but yeah. So I use that for recording vocals. So I did have an opportunity. A coworker, her husband, he was like, he's big musician guy. He did a drummer professionally and stuff like that. He's got a studio. Blah, blah, blah.
Nice.
He has a really nice microphone, like a Neumann. I can't remember the exact. It's like the Neumann for recording vocals. And
It's like a ribbon. Is it a ribbon
I
mic
think
or
it's
something?
Condenser. I could be wrong, but it's like when you see in the studio, record vocals. That's the one they bust out, and it's like $3-4 grand.
Jesus
And then he was like, "Yeah,
Christ.
no." He's like, "You can, borrow it." And he's like, "It's in a box in my studio. I'm not using it." I mentioned that we're recording vocals and and just like
Is it
time.
a U87?
I don't know. I could like he told me about it, and he's like, "Borrow it, pick it up, use it for however long you need to." And I was like, "I don't really." He's like, "It's in a box," and I'm like, "Fuck." Cool gesture, but timing wise, like you guys were like, "Oh, we're gonna start recording vocals," and it sucks because I'm like, "Oh, what a great gesture," but I'm like, I don't think that would work out for my situation.
They make so many fucking mics.
Mm-hmm.
TLM 102.
Mm-hmm. And because it's like so out of my price range, I've never like looked at them and be like, let me research one I'm gonna get. I'm like, I can't find. And to me, I'm like, SM7B is like some. It costs some cash, you know what I'm saying?
God damn. Yeah, these are expensive as fuck.
But the thing is with condensers, like I'm sure most people know, it's like they're more sensitive than dynamic mics like this SM7.
Yeah.
And one great thing about the SM7 is they're very directional. So they reject a lot of noise like around the mic and behind the mic. And so it's really right into it. That's the sweet spot. Get into that bad boy. And as we're talking, like here's me kind of to the side here, and you heard a lot less of me, right?
Yeah.
And that's just, think about that for like, I was talking the same volume, but it just went a little less over here. And imagine that, but just for outside noises.
Yeah.
So, spoiler alert, just in case we don't have a professional recording studio. Yes, we did drums there, that we paid a good amount of money for. But everything else is being done in my bedroom. And my bedroom is not a professional studio. I sleep on the floor. There's no soundproofing. I have a blanket that I got from the swap meet on my roof, on the ceiling here. Then that's it. That's all I got. And dirty carpet on the ground. That's my sound. Sound dampening. And the thing is, there's outside noises. Oh, you got the birds. Birds were chirping and I'm like, wow, I can. You can hear that. And then you have planes, no shit, boom.
Yeah.
I'm like,
and then emergency vehicles running up and down.
Exactly. And then you got the cars and motorcycles running. Like, hey, Balboa is like a straight away. Let's fucking let her rip.
F1 track, you know.
And it's like a condenser mic would definitely pick that shit up. Which, you know, more articulate, maybe like more like it would be nice to have or whatever to cut out if you need to. I don't know. The thing is, I'm not a huge. I'm not a professional sound, studio here, and so I'm like, I don't know, but a SM7B is fucking fine for punk rock, and Adam just not screaming, but like he's belting it out. He's pulling out the stops, like on this next recording. I'm like, I even said to him, like, man, you're doing a good,
chill out.
You're doing a good job. Like you're singing like it's your damn job. And
he's like, it is.
Yeah. It's a job, man.
It is a grind.
He's like, why is your voice like that? He puts on the mask, Batman. Yeah. And yeah, so I'm like, okay, so the best I could do is like I gotta just shut the window, shut the door, and we record. And I have this little like Auralex or whatever the fuck it is, like little Prime Acoustic, I think is the brand. Like little like guard, like foam guard around that kind of goes behind the back of the mic and around it to the side to help rejection. And so that with the SM7B, I'm like, I didn't hear any bleed from outside.
Nice.
So that was good. No reflections or anything. But god damn, we've talked about it. It's like, why do recordings always like line up with summertime? It's hot as, yeah, I know it's hotter in Texas. But I have no AC here. It just gets, this is a sweat box, bro. It's a fucking
sweatshop in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Cranking out beats.
In the summer. And then it's 3 dudes in this room. Brian was here, Adam was here, and me. I'm like, we're just like, like there's like a layer of just like moisture on us. And we were talking about like, I took a shower before this. I'm going to have to take a shower after.
Yeah.
Because afterwards we were like, okay, hey, good job recording. You know, I think we got 2 songs done. And then
nice.
With Adam and Brian, I'm like, cool. It was, a successful day. I'm like, oh, let's go get burritos. We go and we're just sitting there in this burrito shop. I'm like, I don't know about you, but I can smell myself and it fucking stinks. Like Adam's like, yeah. I was going to do laundry anyways, but I probably got to take a shower too. It's like, damn, that's just how much is like sitting in your body. You're like a cotton t-shirt. It's like, hey, let's just soak up all this sweat. No. It's just like, it just stinks. Yeah. Like we didn't run a marathon. We didn't do anything. It's just like sitting in a room.
Yeah. I didn't take a shower one of these weeks. I had to rush out of the. I had like emergency. I had to run out that day. I come home. I give Carrie a hug. She's like, just didn't put on deodorant this morning or something. I'm like, shit. I've been out all day, close to other coworkers of mine.
Yeah.
And customers. I'm like, damn. I didn't get like close to them. I'm not like, the
close talker. Hey.
Grinding up on them or anything. But I'm like,
I had a thing like last week. We had like a big furniture load.
Hell, it was
like 2 like 53-foot trailers came with furniture.
Dang.
We had to unload, and I'm like sweating my ass off. I'm like, this is not bad. Stinky. And I'm like, okay, I think I'm like, okay, this is like, it's just what it is. I'm sweating, and then sweating like a pig, and then, but no, a coworker, I was like, helping her, and we were like lifting something or moving something, and then she was like, oh wow, Brian, you smell really good. I'm like, are you lying to me? Because I'm pretty sure I smell like shit. Like, this is a bad look. And then I think it's just like, no, hey, you smell good. And I'm like, because it would be a thing of like, if he smelled, don't say anything. But also I'm like, okay, maybe I do smell good. And then I'm like, shout out to him. James Schrader, Dr. Squatch, you make a good product. I switched to
Well,
Dr. Squatch.
He doesn't make it.
He doesn't. No, he's a spokesperson. But I switched to Dr. Squatch deodorant.
Oh.
The barrel aged bourbon. Now that's a good smelling deodorant. Let me tell you.
What? You want to smell like a fucking alcoholic now, dude?
Well,
like you fell in the tub?
the shoe fucking fits, pal. Okay.
You got pulled over. Get out of the car.
No, it smells good. I'm super stoked. There's one that I got was like a coconut one, which I smell like I'm just like, sunscreen all day, which is not bad. But I'm also like the bourbon one. It's like kind of And the thing is, I'm like, this is not an ad, but I'm like, okay, that was like one. I'm like, I'm digging these deodorants. So
yeah,
it's my move now.
What? I've been wearing the same deodorant that I've been, since middle school or even before.
I heard, and Johnny Ray told me, like sometimes your body gets used to scents, and then it just doesn't work anymore. Well, if you switch it up,
I don't think so. That's not true.
I don't know. I mean, I like moved furniture for like 6 hours, and somebody said I smell good, and I'm just wearing this Dr. Squatch.
No, well, maybe it's to you that you don't smell it, but everyone else is still gonna smell it. I guess. I mean, I have not had that problem, but
you're not a fucking.
I get compliments.
Yeah,
how I smell.
Mm-hmm.
So
except for my ass.
Especially when I fucking rip one, I'm like, and they're like, Kyle, you smell great, and then I go, like the dog from. Yeah.
Dick Dastardly's dog.
Yeah. Just rip one, like, just shitting in their hair, and then just laugh it up.
I basically shit in your nostril. How do you like that, pal? You're not a cologne guy, huh?
No.
Right.
No. I let my pits do the work. I guess
I was for a while, but I only used it because I had it. Like I kept getting. I've talked about this, right? Like Curve since like freshman year, I would get it all the time.
Maybe
like,
someone was telling you something.
No, for like Christmas, because like, oh, he likes this. I'll just get it for him. I'm like, okay, I still have another bottle, and from last year, okay, I still have 2 bottles. Okay, I still have 3 bottles. I'm like, until I finally used it up this year, because I wasn't gonna throw it away. I'm like, use every fucking thing. Don't throw it away. And then now I'm like, okay, I'm trying to get to it. Like I've been fine without a cologne, but I'm like, I want to try a new fragrance.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna try that Johnny Depp.
Oh.
One.
Savage? Is that the one?
Oh yeah.
I fucking know too, dude.
Isn't that fucking?
You see him? He's playing.
Yeah.
Da-na, da-na, na-na, wild thing.
And then there was like, because I got like sent like a magazine ad like type thing.
Oh, you smelled it?
And then like I gotta try it. I'm like, man, this smells pretty good. I'm rubbing it on myself for the freeness.
Like a fucking dog rubbing themselves on shit.
And man, I'm like, this smells pretty good. How much did it cost? $200.
Jesus Christ.
Curve is like 40.
Yeah, well, you get that at any store.
Like CVS, Walmart. Yeah.
Savage.
Yeah, so that might be maybe a splurge. Who knows?
What guitar is he playing in that?
I think his.
Oh yeah, he has a signature guitar.
Yeah, with some like boutique company.
Yeah, I think I've seen them at NAMM.
Mm-hmm.
Because they like, oh it's yeah, we want to make it look like you pulled your guitar out of a fucking swamp.
Because it's like
all rusty, everything's
I think
coated.
It says like tiles on the cover or like on the like front of it. But yeah,
tiles.
I could be making shit up. I don't know, but yeah, that's what I'm thinking about next. Maybe getting a bottle of Savage.
Savage,
dude, I'm gonna be fucking classy man. Like fucking, JD. Come on.
James Tressart.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Oh, yeah.
So not the one I was thinking.
So, all right. So that was kind of what's news. We're catching up, talking about some
It's like snakes, or it's like alligator skin.
Yeah. talking about being stanky, talking about
Yeah.
being fucking cool. But now,
Dang.
how about the quick topic here?
Yeah. Let's do
It could be, could not be. So I was thinking about this. What is the best deal gear wise that you've ever gotten? That you ever found? Maybe it wasn't given to you, but you found it. I will lead this off with I don't think I've ever gotten a good deal. I am mark number 1. They see me coming. Here's a pigeon. I'm just like,
Yeah.
it's like gonna pick him off.
Well, okay. In San Diego, I never got really deals. I guess maybe on the P base, it was $700 or whatever.
Yeah.
That's pretty good for an American. That's what Mexicans are going for now.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and then you got to deal with inflation. But no, it was a good deal. But because you got that and the, $2,000 for the base and the classic head.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember somebody had that on hold, and you came with like 2 large, and the guy's like, "Fuck him, here's cash, he's king."
Yeah.
We were like,
oh,
boys.
shit, cash.
We were kids,
Yeah.
like 18. No, we were like 17, 18 years old or whatever. It's like, fuck
He's like,
him.
well, now you got to get the refrigerator cap. Have it.
It's like, Dave.
By the way, have it.
Yeah.
This is the last thing I need. Can you throw in a fucking free cable? No.
Here's a guitar traded branded one. Cool. Thanks. Glows in the dark.
Thanks.
Cool. I hate it.
I ate it. I mean, I've gotten deals like on Reverb, like good stuff, I guess. But the best deal I've had a lot here.
Yeah.
Like going into pawn shops or having friends like, hey, call me up, coworkers. So, hey, I'm looking at this pedal here. It's says it's a CE2 from Boss. I'm like, okay, yeah. Well, how much? $60. I'm like, excuse me?
Yeah.
Is it work? Oh, yeah. Light comes on and everything. Okay. Talks him down to 40. I'm like, fucking, yeah, great.
And you're like,
I'll take it.
He doesn't play guitar. You're like, I don't know. Turn it on. It makes weird sounds. I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
It's working.
I'm like, yeah, he plugs in. Yeah. It's making a weird noise. I'm like, that's a chorus. Yep. I'm like, I can't really describe what it does because I'm stupid.
Yeah.
But
it's a time modulation thing, but it's not time based, but it's
like
also
doubles the it spreads out it doubles and spreads the sound and offsets it.
Are you talking about your in-and-out order, or what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah. double
A double and with animal spread on the side. Extra spread.
Let's see, I think that was probably, I mean, those right now are going for like $200 like around. And
for 40 beans, yeah, for sure.
Smoking deal.
Smoking.
On that. Smoking. That microphone, I mean, we already mentioned that.
Yeah.
That was a smoking deal. $120, $130 or something.
Oh, yeah. No, that's perfect. That was great. That was, I guess that was,
like
you got the deal for me.
Yeah. So, yeah, you did get one.
I got a deal, yeah.
You got a deal, dude.
Only out of Texas.
Yep.
Laying up for free.
The deals are bigger in Texas.
Yeah.
So,
a lot of bozos.
Let's see. What was that?
A lot of bozos out there.
A lot of fucking yeah.
they're like, I'm fucking. I need money, motherfucker.
I know, which is sad. It's like some of the stuff. It's like, it sucks that people have to pawn it.
Mm-hmm.
But my gain, fellas.
Yeah, like to the victor go the spoil.
Yeah,
because I'm like, you're talking about pawn shops. There's never anything good at pawn shops out here. It's like pawn shops. You go and it's like, oh, here's a some no name.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
acoustic guitar, nylon, and then there's like a bike just in the front. And I'm like, there's nothing here.
Sick. Yeah.
Even if I was looking for watches, there's like nothing that I want.
Yeah, it's and there's plenty of those types of pawn shops around here too. But like I did find well, whatever. We're not talking about pawn shops, but there's plenty that have like tons of guitars, like vintage shit. And I'm like, that's expensive. That they know what they have. you know. But these other ones, which they have like high turnover,
Yeah.
like in the smaller towns,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Yeah, you just want them because they want their shit gone. It's like, let's make our money back.
They, you know, they loaned out some money and they're trying to recoup that now.
Yeah.
You know, someone didn't come back for their item, or, you know, maybe they marked this up only $20 from what they gave the guy.
Yeah.
You know, and then Kyle comes in, dun da da da, and you know, probably some of the stuff's probably stolen. No, that Boss, was it the CE20? I got a deal on one of those at a shop too. I got that one of them for $75, and those are, I think, I mean, not that big of a deal, I guess, but they're like 150, 120, so it's pretty good still. But the Stomp,
yeah,
the HX Stomp, I mean, I got that for 300, like out the door, and that's pretty good. I mean, it's a great thing to have if you need it. Like it's everything's there, you know. Just about every pedal you could want, you know. Every major pedal that's ever been used in recording is in there, you know.
Yeah.
So you can find your sound if you wanted to.
That's great piece. Ended up selling mine to RJ, which he got a great.
Yeah. Yeah.
I gave him I was like, oh, how about this much? He's like, yeah, you know, they go for way more than that. I'm like, nah, homie deal. He's like, oh shit, okay. I'm like, yeah, we're friends. I'm gonna give you a deal. I'm not gonna try and like screw you. And then to me, because I'm like, I'm legit. I haven't used it since July, maybe 2023, or like it's been in a box. So I'm like, yeah, take it. Like, you know what's in its place? Fucking anime.
A figure.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Damn. Fucking knew it.
There we go. Good. From Tenchi Muyo.
Nice, dude. I got a figure here too.
It's your middle finger.
Yeah, dude. Got my mini mag here.
Yoko. She's first waifu.
I guess, I mean, that's it for music. I mean, I've gotten other things I thought were good deals.
I'm trying to think of, like, most of them were just like homie deals or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
You know, I got a good deal on, you know, the Nutter from Brian Nutter.
Yeah.
But it was, you know.
You hang that thing up, dude.
Yeah, it's just my room and, you know, how close I am to the, you know, the beach.
Yeah, that's true.
Which way is the beach? No, is that
behind you, by the way?
Yeah. That it's
which way is the beach? You're just like,
yeah.
You look so stupid.
You start doing like reverse skiing. I guess still skiing. But,
yeah, I mean, I've never skied before, so.
I never have either. Between you and me, I'm just kidding. You can't threaten me with a good time. But it was like I can't hang those up because I'm like this salt water air fucks up guitars. God damn. I was even talking to Adam because he lives in PB. I'm like, do these fuck up? He's like, I have to fucking every instrument. I gotta pack it up. And he has a sax. He's like, yeah, no, that's way worse on a sax. It'll fuck the thing up. He's like, I gotta just cover that thing up, put it in a closet, put it in its case, and like.
I had a dream. Speaking of, like, I mean, it's not really.
Mm-hmm.
You said saxophone, right? I had a dream that you and I like went to Guitar Center headquarters or something.
Yeah.
Oh, whatever that is. I don't know. My dream knew where it was.
Yeah.
And I wanted to rent a trumpet.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to play trumpet. And they wouldn't rent me one. And I'm like, no, you should have this here.
Yeah.
Or let me buy one.
Yeah.
And they didn't have anything there because it's the headquarters, and I'm stupid.
It's like, are you kidding me? We are
a
Tone
copier
Jerks LLC.
Yeah.
Do you understand that, pal?
Stands for money. We have it. Yeah. And they're like, well, you could buy one at one of our stores for $5,000. I'm like, no. Like that was literally. I'm like, no, I'm good. I don't want to play a trumpet anymore.
Yeah, it's for $5,000. Like, nah. How about fuck off? Pal.
Why would I want to play? I mean, I don't even know why.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways,
it sucks.
The random ass dream.
My dreams have been like bullshit. It's just been about like work and like life. Like,
yeah.
This mainly work. I'm like this job. What the fuck?
My dream's been about pissing my pants and then wake up and I haven't pissed my pants. I pissed the bed. My dreams when shitting my
that's
pants,
gotta be
but
the
you know
worst
what?
fucking nightmare. The idea of pissing the bed.
Yeah, you're like pushing, and your body's saying,
No.
My body's telling me no.
Yeah.
And
It's
you're
like,
oh shit! You wake up, you're like, okay, I gotta go. I go to the bathroom. I gotta go.
yeah. And I had one where it's like, I had to be like early and be like, well, this sucks, but we're already here. So, I had to be the first manager at my job. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, like, and I sleep way past my alarm.
Oh, shit.
Like by like 6 hours.
That's a dream.
Well, and then I'm like, oh shit. And I'm like supposed to be there at 6 a.m. It's not like noon. And I'm like, how come nobody's called me? And then I grab my phone and trying to dial to call, like, you know, my manager, be like, hey, I overslept or whatever. Why? Also, why didn't you call me? Is everything okay? And I can't, like, in my dream, I'm like, I can't, like my hand on like the dialing phone or dialing the phone weighs like 50 pounds and I can't accurately like dial the number, and then I start like blurry vision on hitting and I can't dial it, and then like I see like my manager's calling me and I can't even hit the like accept, and I'm like, I keep hanging up, and then like 3 times, and then I finally call, and then I wake up, I'm like, and then my alarm goes off. I'm like, that dream sucked. I'm like, this is what my brain is thinking of. God damn, I suck. It's like, let's dream about work. All right, time for work.
Dang. No, I
why can't I fly or die or fucking, get some, little action? My brain's like, nah, you don't deserve that.
No.
More work for you.
You're too good for that. You need to be stressed out for 24 hours straight, from going to work and then sleeping.
Even when you're sleeping.
Yeah. No, I had what's it? I mean, you talk about being late for work. You and I used to work at the same place, and manager wanted to fire me because I slept.
Because I was too good.
No, I did like this was the night before. I did like I think it was like a 6-mile run or something. I really pushed myself.
Yeah.
And then
Push it
I fell asleep and slept through my alarm clock and woke up at like 1.
Yeah.
I was supposed to be there at like 8.
Yeah.
He was so pissed. Like, why didn't you pick up? I'm like, I might as well have been dead.
Yeah.
Like, I woke up. Like, my alarm kept going.
I remember that. He's like, so he's like, he said, do you want me to come in? No, just don't come in. And you're like, hell yeah.
Oh, man, it was rough. My body was like, just, yeah. I really overdid it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah. There's some days I'm like, oh, I totally get it. But this one was one I was like, sometimes I'm like, why am I dreaming about this? I'm like, I'm so pissed at myself. Like, about like my brain and psyche and my body. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like, these are my enemies. And I just like all pointed back to me. Anyways, did we talk about anything? No. Let's bring it in for a landing. Yes.
Hell yeah.
Hell
we
yeah.
did it again. They said it couldn't be done.
We done did it, baby. All right. Thank you for tuning into the Tone Jerks podcast. We're getting back to weekly podcasts. This is what you get.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Just as God made us.
Yeah.
Our parents, at least.
Get back to the main podcast. Just for holding out and sticking with us. I'm gonna dump some Patreon exclusives on the main feed here, so be ready for some of those.
Nice.
And actually, we're gonna get into that in a second. But just for tuning in, want to say thank you. And if you want to follow along with the show, you can follow along on Instagram at the Tone Jerks, and then we're on Facebook at a link in the description. I think it's Tone Jerk. Search the Tone Jerks, you'll find the group. And then if you really like what you hear, you can subscribe to us on YouTube. Watch the podcast. Kyle and I sitting here talking to each other.
It's so interesting.
Being cool guys. Being hot guy summer.
Showing off my recently acquired shit.
Well, the microcord.
Or no,
the Akai MPK Mini. That doesn't ring as well.
It does not have the same ring.
But yeah, hey, we got the same thing. Kyle's going to use his. I'm going to put mine right on the desk collector. 5,000. And then, hey, give us a sub, give us a dom over there. And if you really, really like what you hear, you can, give us a little subscription over there on patreon.com/thetonejerks. For, $1 donation a month, you get a shout out, a huge shout out, sizable acknowledgement. But for you, the people who want to double down, give us $2 a month, you get, the shout out, but you also get a bonus episode every week. If we miss an episode here on the main, we don't miss it on the Patreon. So we have more Patreon episodes than we do regular. So little different show over there. I think it's a little bit more fun.
A little more risque.
Yeah, a lot more. We just let our hair down, just having a good time. Guys just guiding it up.
Yeah. Boys will be boysing.
Yeah, there you go. Over there on Patreon. But just for the support, we want to give you all a huge shout out, a sizable acknowledgement. Kyle, you got a list?
Got it right here? Yes, sir.
Why don't you give it to
Got Andrew Walsh from Andrew's Alcove and Red 4, his synth project. I'm already fucking this up. Abe
Brian,
Newman.
cut that.
Michael. I'm hooked on phonics and I can't shut up. That was like a bit. I remember my dad used to listen to talk radio, and that was when Hooked on Phonics was a big thing.
Yeah,
I was like, you start doing that, and you can't shut the fuck up. You just keep talking now. I'm hooked on. It was like on tape. Yeah. Like my parents, they bought that. It was like a freaking briefcase with like 20 tapes in it. Like oh my, with flashcards and everything. It was a whole
God we invested.
What are we doing here?
In tapes and cassettes. Thank God we did that.
Yeah. Anyways,
it was like one time we were recording, or not recording. We were doing artwork. We were working with Sean Tolley, and then it was kind of like spitballing ideas, and Sean was piecing it together. And it's like, okay, what about this? What about this? Blah, 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 blah. As like an art director, I'm like, I don't really know, to be honest with you. So Sean was kind of taking the ball and running with it. And then we were sitting there, and there was something that I think you were looking up, and you saw like an article or something that you're trying to read what it says, like Chevalier. He's like, you mean Chevalier? And you're like, what the fuck? How do you know what that meant?
Chevalier.
Just for me saying it's like it was called, and we barely knew Sean, but Sean was like, it's called phonetics. And then like he looked at you like, oh shit, I'm sorry. He's a big guy. And then he went back to the computer because we were like riffing and having fun. But he's like, it's called phonetics. and then you didn't take offense to it, but he realized like, I don't really know this guy too well.
I think I was moving too fast. All right. I'm back.
Sean's like, oh shit. Click it.
Abe Newman, Michael Newman, Nicholas Payson, Nicholas Ogburn, Doug King, Joe from the Like Mind Network, Masters of the Cinematic Universe, also the Just Surprise Me podcast. We got RJ Smith from Televised Neon and Telly Talks. The dude likes tellies.
There you go.
Guys, he likes Teletubbies, probably.
He probably.
Yeah.
He likes to watch. He likes to watch the telly. I bet
he likes the telly. He needs to get a Telecaster. Telecaster with one of the Teletubbies on it. It'd be pretty sweet.
And then he likes to watch like beans on toast while he's watching the telly.
Yeah, a good old fucking British fryer, my favourite. Bangers and mash. Jamie Davis, Johnny Ray, Steve Rao from 60 Cycle Hum, Kevin E. Quits from Quits Guitars, Co Schneider from the band Night Tides, Alvaro Viramontes, Brian Nutter of Nutter Guitars, Mel Chipson of Chipson Guitars, Sean Arbo from Gun Street Wiring Shop, Sean Fahey from the band Shadowhounds out of San Antonio, Sean Wright from Lollygagger Effects, Juan Ortiz from Tone Hungry Effects, Mike Oxbig, Denny Whacked It, Zach Hale, the trifecta, right there. He's the ring leader at the bottom there. Eric Amaro from YouTube, Instagram, and the Movie Podium Podcast. Scott Hamilton from the Effects Loop Podcast. Matthew Fenslaw, Matthew Davis, Chase Stevens, and Pete from over there. And that is the list.
We will see you next week. We love you. Bye-bye.
Bye.